Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here, doing an Empire Total War Online multiplayer battle. This is the USA versus Britain battle. I command the USA, and my opponent is TWT Mattarick, in command of the British. For short, I'm just going to call him Mattarick. Alright, we're going to look at my American army first. On my front lines, I have 6 units of the long riflemen. Behind my long riflemen, I have my main infantry force, composed of the line infantry. Then I have 4 squadrons of the regiment of horse, and I put my upgraded horses on my right flank. Alright, let's go look at the British army commanded by Mattarick. Here you can see his light infantry. He has 3 units of those guys. Then over here he has 3 units of the green jackets. There they are. I like their uniforms out of the British. And what else? He also has some Ferguson riflemen. He has 2 units of the Ferguson riflemen. There we are. They got those little cool-looking headgear pieces. And right there, this is a new unit I've never seen before. They are called the Company of Select Marksmen. They are Fraser's Rangers, and I've never seen those in my life. What else does my opponent have? He has 4 units of line infantry. That's pretty standard, but he also has some other units that I've never seen before. Right here, these green dudes, those are the King's Royal Regiment of New York. Never seen those in my life. Then he has back here, that's the 33rd Foot. And they don't look too much different than the regular line infantry. Then he has his heavy cav. He has 2 squadrons of those. 1 squadron of the General's Bodyguard, and 2 squadrons of the Regiment of Horse. And my opponent set the rules for this battle. It was no artillery. Alright, there my opponent got the first shots off, and those shots were fired by his Ferguson riflemen, I believe. Alright, now check this out. My opponent rushed all of his light infantry and his Fergusons to my left flank. His strategy was basically to overlap my flank and destroy me like that. But in his rush to overlap me, he forgot to protect his flanking elements. So with no protection, I launched my left wing cav right into his light infantry. So my horses should theoretically take those dudes out with no trouble. But then again, I have very little experience with this game. It's only my 90th battle. But looks like my cav is going to take care of those guys. And on my left wing, that's where I put my non-upgraded cav. But luckily you can see his units starting to break. Those guys are being routed by my long riflemen right there. Yeah, when I saw his troops running to overlap me, I raced my guys over to the very left flank as well. So, while he was getting into position still, my dudes were already getting shots off at his light infantry. And also brought up my line infantry behind my skirmishers in order to get the protection. Alright, here my opponent launched his heavy cav into my regiment of horse. Both of our horse units right here, they have no upgrades. So it should be an interesting battle here. And my other squadron of regiment of horse, they got cut up with this unit of light infantry. And this is strange. At about this point, I tried to disengage from this engagement and assist my horses up there, but my horses refused to move. I'm not sure why that was. I mean, sure, there's some light infantry in the way, but it looks like my guys aren't even making an effort to move. But finally, they start to move out of that. But yeah, I'm going to assist the rest of my cav on my left wing. And there my opponent's bringing more of his cavalry. There they are. Or I think he's about to anyways. Yeah, here they come. And at this stage in the battle, I made the decision to transfer my right wing cav over to my left wing, because I expected my opponent to pour his horses onto that wing right there. And here comes my cav from my right wing. These are my upgraded horses. And I'm gonna plow right through his skirmishers right there. Since they were along the way, I made that little pit stop there, and that would have helped me a lot on my left flank. So here goes my cav. I'm going to sandwich his cav, and my opponent still has more cav. He has his General's Bodyguard, and he also has a heavy cav squadron and another squadron of regiment of horse. But the rest of his fresh horse units are still towards the center of his infantry line. So while his horses are still divided, I'm going to take advantage of the situation by destroying this particular section of horses over here. Here's a close-up of the action. You can can see my guys are taking his guys down. My guys have upgrades, my horses do. So that will give my guys the one-on-one advantage. But here comes the rest of my opponent's cav. Although he did leave his general's bodyguard towards the center line of his infantry. But he's going to compensate by bringing up a detachment of line infantry to support him in this upcoming struggle on the left wing. And seeing his fresh horses come, I'm going to scatter my horses in different directions. That'll confuse my opponent a little bit. And seeing his line infantry move over here, I also brought up my line infantry as well. And I also repositioned the long riflemen who are over there. I moved them over to the left a little bit so that I can get more fire on those line infantry that just came up. Alright, back to the big horse fight on the left wing here. It's still raging. That is one, I guess, cool thing about this game, is that the battles last pretty long. Like, even when he was outmaneuvered, his horses still lasted a pretty long time. Alright, here's our guys, here's a close-up. And if you notice that, it looks like my dude right there, like, swung at his horse instead of the actual rider. So it seemed kind of like a very dirty thing to do, but hey, that's war. Alright, here's the infantry fight. And you can see that most of the action is taking place either on the left wing or the extreme left flank here. And here you can see I brought up my line infantry a little bit forward a little bit so they could duke it out with the British line infantry. So here we are, blasting away at the British units over there. And I like listening to the guys scream orders, like make ready and whatnot. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Some of my guys are routing, it looks like. Alright, there's a close-up of his guys. Those are the guys I've been shooting at with my line infantry. And now they're firing back. Bam! Alright, so you can look at the overhead right there. There is action happening also on the center there. And here's my right flank. I'm moving up my long rifles to get some shots at these guys. Those are Ferguson riflemen. They are hanging out in that little cover of trees there. But I'm moving forward very slowly because I know he has some green jackets right around that area right there. So I don't want to get too close, otherwise my guys will perish, pretty much. But I'm going to stop here. Well, actually, I'm going to move forward a little bit more. But, yeah, I'm going to move forward a little bit more so that we can get into range of those Ferguson riflemen in the center there. But yeah, pretty much the fight in the center and the right flank is pretty much just skirmisher action. As for our conventional troops, our line infantry, on the right and the center flank, they are not engaged in the action yet. They're kind of just sitting still and letting these skirmishers do all the fighting. And there's my long rifleman. And it looks like one of the generals died. I believe it's the general of... let's see, I think it's me, actually. That's my guy who died. And you can see right there I had trouble clicking on that banner just because my mouse is screwed up right now. Alright, there are my opponent's green jackets. They were a little further back than I thought. But he's rushing those guys over to his center and to his right flank. But as they were doing that, my long rifleman got shots on him. And check it out, my opponent's cav actually succeeded in destroying my cav, and now they are picking off my long rifleman on my left flank. And seeing that, I brought over my line infantry from my extreme left, and now I'm going to bayonet charge his horses, and hoping that he doesn't see them charging at them. So here comes my dudes with their bayonets drawn. And this is not the kind of fight that his British cav wants to be in right now. Not this kind of grinding action here. So I got lucky with my bayonet charge here. Otherwise he could have ran his dudes away. Alright, here I repositioned my line infantry again. And this time I saw his King's Royal Regiment of New York. And I actually brought 2 line infantry units to oppose those guys. So his guys get the first shot, but my guys respond. But those are not the only guys I have in this vicinity. Here's my other unit here. So I'm going to use 2-to-1 odds against those units right there. Because I've never seen that unit before, and because it has the name King in it, I was kind of intimidated. Alright, as these guys are repositioning, look at that. Look at this dude just kind of walk right through my dudes right there. They're like, get out of the way. But his guys are going to rout though. He was actually trying to face my line infantry on my left right there. But in doing so, his left got cut up with my other unit right there, engaging his dudes for the flank. Alright, there's the action on the very right. His guys are running into the forest, but this is pretty much the end of the battle. At about that point, my opponent admitted defeat or something, but that was a victory for the USA, and I'll let you guys read the results. But good game to Mattarick. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle of Empire Total War multiplayer.